What's shaking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Glove, and we're returning to the 1983 album Blue Sunshine. Thank you again to Nicola. And the next track is The Green City, which when I looked at the title in the folder, my thought went to the Emerald City, so maybe this is an Oz reference. Ultimately, if it is a proper name reference but not related to the Emerald City, then I really have nothing to go on. Of course, green gives you a visual hue, but unlike blue, where it's often used to indicate sadness or coldness or a lack of warmth and feeling, green, I don't know if there's a clear interpretation to draw in terms of the figurative meaning of the hue, so I'll just try to see what I can catch on a first listen, as Luca is also very curious. This is The Glove. The track is The Green City from the album Blue Sunshine, and as I suddenly say that in succession, I suppose there could be some connection to the title of the album overall. Certainly, Blue Sunshine is already a bit of an oxymoron, or at least as we experience it here on Earth, it seems to be a bit of a contradiction. And Green City might relate to the type of hues that could be cast by Blue Sunshine. Either way, I'll try to catch what I can. So this is The Green City by The Glove from their 1983 album Blue Sunshine. What an interesting framing device. The song bookended by what sounds like a foreign movie action scene, which, conflict escalated into actual fisticuffs. And I didn't recognize the language in that opening part, but again, it sounds like some continental European language. So, okay, like, putting that aside for a moment, that framing device, which I don't really know what to do with, the song itself was fascinating sonically, and even though there were elements that were a bit like tension fills, or I won't say discordant, but they had an edge to them, the sweep of the song, and especially the verses, felt very rich and consonant. And I was actually thinking, and this is maybe a weird comparison to make given what I've heard from the Glove so far, but I felt like if you inserted Bono's voice into parts of this track, it would feel like an 80s U2 track, one of their more epic and sort of flowing rock tunes. So yeah, like the sonic mix here was very intriguing and was reminding me of a group that I would not normally think of. And admittedly, my experience with the Glove is very minimal at this point, not even a full album. But a lot of what I've heard up until this point, U2 would be the last group on my mind. But in terms of the vocal delivery and the sonic, lush, consonant feel, yeah, my brain found myself thinking like, wow, like if you change the vocals here and put Bono's vocal in, I would not have been surprised to hear this on one of their 80s albums. Now again, there were aspects of or aspects of this tune that weren't fully commensurate with that interpretation, and there were elements that had a bit of an edge and sonic dissonance, for lack of a better word. So yeah, there was still like some different ingredients here. And actually vocally, at first I thought like, wait, is that Robert? And it's like, no, I think that is Jeanette still, but singing maybe in a way that is a bit different from what I've heard her on the previous songs, or at least that's what my brain was thinking. Lyrically, I'm curious because like I heard something like, it made reference to the Green City specifically, but something about like rain, so like I wonder if it is indeed like atmospheric, but maybe not overtly related to Blue Sunshine, though perhaps. So yeah, like I guess sonically I was so fixated, or rather transfixed, by what I was hearing that I didn't catch a lot of the lyrics, the words, just because I was so mesmerized by the sonics. But yeah, certainly it does seem to give us a visual reference, and one imbued by colors, but I don't know why the city is green, or exactly, what the rain might be, or what is happening atmospherically. So one that I'll have to listen to again, and of course I look forward to hearing people comment on any themes at play. But yes, as I said, it seems like there is some sort of visual tableau happening here with atmospheric conditions, or some dynamic, what's the right word, weather situation that might be figurative or metaphorical, but I don't quite know what to make of it on a first listen. Either way, a really compelling tune, and I enjoyed the swelling of sound and consonants in some moments, like as I said, I think during the verses in particular. So yeah, a cool one. Looking forward to re-listening to this, as well as the comments you might have. Do let me know what they are, and Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.